Hello guys, today we have a 2012 Honda Accord and we're gonna change the rear brake pads on this car. Alright, the rotors still look good. So what we're gonna do here is let me just set up my light and the camera so we can see really good. We're gonna remove this caliper. Alright, to remove this caliper on any Honda, you have to remove the two bolts here. This is number 12, both of these. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this caliper and then we're gonna take out the brake pads and we're gonna put the new brake pads in there and we're gonna compress this piston step by step. I'll show you. Let me go get some tools and I'll be right back. Alright guys, first what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the two number 12 bolts here. So you're gonna need a wrench or a ratchet with number 12. I like to use long because it gives you a better leverage. Long ratchet or wrench. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen this bolt. Sometimes this bolt, the inside will spin, so what you need to, you can hold this with a vice grip or number 17, whatever the size is, and you can remove this and make sure you loosen the top one before you completely remove the bottom one, because if you try to do it later on, this whole caliper is gonna move once you have this out. So do it together. And we're gonna take both of these out. There you go, they're both the same. I'll put these to the side. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove this caliper from the housing and from the bracket. So what you're gonna need is a pry bar or a flathead screwdriver. All you do is you yank this caliper out and you put this caliper to the side just like that. After that, you're gonna remove the little retainers such as these. All right, these probably come with the new brake pads, and we're gonna replace these, and it's supposed to have one, not two. All right, and I'll show you where it goes. All right, so when this motor spins like that, the bottom has to be open, so that spring loaded thing has to be in the bottom. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna use the same tool to remove the brake pads. All right, so all you do is you hit it and the brake pads come out. Notice this little notch here. All right, it has to be on the inside. It goes right into, if you look at the caliper, it's gonna be hard for me to twist this caliper, but it goes right into this caliper, into the groove here. All right, so you'll see that later on. I'll show you that later on. And we're also gonna take out the inside brake pad. All right, let me get a hammer and we'll hammer this one out. There goes my light. Let me get my light back in the spot so we can see, because if you can't see, it's no point of doing a video. All right, these brake pads are jammed up. All right, AutoZone brake pads, they always break and they don't last too long. Ignore the noise again, guys. I know most of my videos you hear noise in the background because I'm right in the corner, and there's a busy street next to us. So the brake pads are broken. There you go. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna compress the piston in this. So, all right, guys. To compress this piston, let me get my camera in this angle so we can see much better. All right. So what I'm gonna do here is, first I'll clean the surface. All right, right here, just like that. Always clean the surface here, because the seal here is gonna twist with this piston when you try to compress this piston. All right, one more thing I like to do is you're gonna take a WD-40 or some type of lubrication and you're gonna spray right there. All right, why did I spray lubrication here? Is because this piston is gonna twist when we compress this in, and this seal, if you don't put a little bit of lubrication, what's gonna happen is, let me show you an example with my glove. It's gonna twist like that. All right, you don't want that, right? That's gonna restrict the brake, all right? And I'm gonna show you how to compress this piston with. All right, guys, again, I'm gonna spray a little bit more lubrication on this seal because it looks dry. Just like that. And you can rub it with your fingers a little bit. But later on, make sure you wipe it down. All right. Make sure you wipe it off later on because you don't want to leave this stuff all wet and soaked. That's not good for the brake. But what we're gonna need here is we're gonna need a kit to compress this piston back. And inside this kit, it has a lot of adapters with the little teeth here that goes into the slot of this caliper. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna match up one of them, see if this one fits. All right, this fits pretty good, and I'm gonna use this right here. All right, so all you do is you take this, you put this in just like that, and you bring this back if you have it open, and this goes, these two little teeth goes into the caliper housing, into the piston, the little groove the piston has, just like that. And then you could twist this back. Once it locks this off, what you're gonna need is number 14 to twist this tool from the back end. And let me go get number 14, and we're gonna twist this. All right, so I have number 14 here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna twist this and I'm gonna push the piston at the same time, all right? So what this is gonna happen here is that piston's gonna turn and compress itself. That's how it turns from down here. Sometimes it's a good idea if you could get help from somebody, because it's hard to hold this and twist this at the same time. You always gotta adjust this a little bit because as it goes in, this has a gap in it. All right, let me try to put, because this piston is a little rough. It's not so bad, but it's going. There you go, guys, and I'm gonna adjust this a little bit more. I'll adjust it more again. You can see the pistons going in, and at this point it's smooth. I can just turn it and push it. I don't need to adjust this no more. All right, once it stops, you're done, all right? And then you could go back with this little bit, and that should give you a little free place to take out this tool, all right? Just want to show you one thing, guys. This thing has to be perfectly, this little groove inside, it has to be straight to this. So when you have a new brake pad, the little teeth in it is gonna sit in that notch. So what I like to do is I like to twist it back a little bit, and I'll bring it straight across there, right? And that's it, all right? We're gonna put the brake pads in next. All right, guys. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove this hardware because we have new one with the brakes. It comes with the new hardware kit. So all you need is a pry bar, flathead screwdriver to remove those, all right? Next, what you're gonna do is make sure the surface here where the hardware kit is gonna sit is nice and clean. You could buff it down, you could remove this bracket and clean it. but make sure it's clean, all right? Because if it's not clean, the brakes, the hardware kit is not gonna sit on it flush, and that's gonna cause the brakes to be restricted a little bit. All right, it only takes a few minutes to clean this. All right, that's it. All right, a little bit of scrape with the ply bar, and it's clean, and you can brush it down. All right, here's the new hardware. So how this works is you gently just take this and you push it in. All right, shouldn't be a big deal to change these. It just takes a little bit of time, but it's the best way to do it. All right, if you're replacing brake pads, make sure you put this in, and when you put this in, make sure you push the edges in, and make sure this little centerpiece is pushed back, so when this rotor twists, turns, it doesn't, like if this thing is hitting there, it'll make a noise like this. All right, and you don't want that. All right, so make sure it's nice and flush. And we're gonna do the same thing on the top. I'll take this and we'll put this in. All right, there you go. Always tap it down so it can sit flush. And like I said, in the middle, push it, and just to check it, twist the rotor, turn the rotor, see how it goes. All right, so this looks pretty good, and we're gonna move on to putting the brake pads. All right guys, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna put the brake pads in, and to put these brake pads in, the brake pads should not be very hard to put in. All right, if you need to, all right, you could use a file such as this. You can file like I did here. I tested it earlier. You can file here, right? Little bit there, little bit there, right? Sometimes this paint, it makes the diameter from here to there a little bigger, so this brake pad doesn't want to go in. A lot of people, they like to hit the brake pad in. Don't do that, all right? That's not a good idea. You always can file a little bit on the edges here. This paint, it's just a matter of taking off the little bit of paint that's there, right? Just like that. All right, so this brake pad, this notch goes on the inside, and plus this sensor is going to be facing down. It's going to be down there. All right, so when this rotor turns backward, I'll make a noise when it comes to the point where the brakes are finished. All right, so let me come across this side a little bit so you can see. We're going to take this brake pad and you're going to put this in. You see how the brake pad goes in smoothly with one finger? That's how it should be. All right, shouldn't be too loose either, so it doesn't move up and down. It'll make a noise. All right, just enough. What you shouldn't have to do is you shouldn't have to like tap this, bang, bang, bang. You shouldn't have to do that. All right, that means you're not doing what you're supposed to do. All right, same thing on the outer brake pad. This one does not have the little teeth, that little notch there that I was showing you. It only has it on the pad that's gonna go inside, and that notch is gonna slide in there. Right, so we're gonna take this brake pad. Well, simply put it right here, right? All right, you see how? Watch this. One finger, brake goes in, right? I should not have to tap this, hit this, hammer this, all right? This is perfect, right? And let's take a look at it. What we have so far, we have the brake pads installed on this Honda Accord. It's a 4-cylinder. These are the rear brake pads. One last tip, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove this. We're gonna clean this, all right? Clean this, and we're gonna pull out the top one. I'm gonna clean that also, all right? What I'm gonna do here is I have some brake grease. I like to put some grease on these pins. What this gonna do is it's gonna make this brake caliper move back and forth easily, very easy. All right, so not too much grease, but just enough. You don't want to put too much either. All right, you see how that moves? And also I like to put a little bit of grease here, a little bit of grease on the inner brake pad. That helps the caliper and the bracket free up a little bit. And we're ready to put this caliper back in. The little teeth on this brake pad is gonna go in there, right? If you don't have that line, it might not even go in, all right? Oh, I forgot one last thing. This little spring-loaded thing here, it goes in the bottom, right? And what I'll do is I'll get that in there, and we'll put the brake caliper in. All right, so we're gonna take this caliper and we're gonna put this in, all right, just like that. All right, now I'm gonna move my camera to the other side and we'll be right back, and I'm gonna angle it so we can see how we're gonna put the bolts in. So I'll take the number 12 for the top. I'll put that in. And then same thing here. So if you have a Honda Accord, doesn't have to be this year, make and model. You can follow the same procedure. Make sure you tighten these bolts. Don't leave them loose. Oops, sorry. Sometimes this will turn with it. Just you could grab it with the ply bar. I'm sorry, with the vice grip or number 17, just whatever the size is. And then we'll do the same thing on the top. And that's it, guys. And last thing, turn your brakes. All right, this is a normal noise. It shouldn't be like a metal type of noise like that. These shims shouldn't be touching anywhere, right? And we're done. And if you guys have any questions, you can message me. And if you need any other help, let me know. And I need you to subscribe my channel. And if you need help with other repairs, if you have check engine light codes, you can always send me a message. I'll take a look at it and I'll reply back and let you know what needs to be done or where you should start from. I'll give you at least an idea, and just double check everything. And that's it, we're done. Thank you, bye bye. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.